Welcome, dear PMI members, friends of the PMI Belgium chapter and people from the press.
Yes, indeed, Anja. Dear friends, welcome, and we are very excited because, in fact, this is the very first launch of our Project Manager of the Year award contest.
We would like to thank all the candidates for their presentation of their nomination for the case that they have sent us.
Well, indeed, it was very, as a chairman of the jury, it was very tough, in fact, to make the selection amongst the cases for nomination. In fact, on Saturday, the 17th of November, we organized the jury evaluation, and 4 people, in fact, have presented their case for winning the Project Manager of the Year award.
Well, I would say, Peter, let's take a look to the 4 finalists of the Project Manager of the Year.
Oh yes, I would like that very much.
Well, I am Mark de Potter, living in St. Nicholas and married. I have 1 daughter and a son. My daughter is now almost 20 years and my son 18 years. Both of them are still studying. And okay, that's it basically. I'm working, yeah, for over 25 years with Alcatel-Lucent. In fact, overall it's quite demanding. It's quite demanding to work in such an international project environment. On average, I can say I'm working 13 hours a day on a daily basis, but of course, some days a little bit more, some days a little bit less. Depends. It's the goal. I got the book from our operations director just before my leave to China, many years ago. And I got it as a guidance to start the work over there. So that's the book I took with me, and I still keep it a little bit as well. It's very easy, it's very simple, it's straightforward, but it helps a lot. You just roll in. So there is the relation with the PMI, there is the communication, the contacts, and it's in fact, it's growing, it's evolving. Now, final decision to participate was not obvious because there is already the workload, and I got some discussion within the family, and they fully supported this initiative. So that's why, in fact, I decided to participate. I am now, let's say, almost 25 years active in project management. So I would consider this as a kind of let's say, kind of recognition.
My name is Carl Daniels. Maybe a little bit about the background of my name. Carl, this comes from a Dutch word which is kerel, and this actually means free man. So maybe this typifies me a little bit. On the other hand, Daniels, this means the son of Daniel, and Daniel was a prophet who could predict the future. I was born in 1965, and this was actually the year when spacewalking commenced. A Russian guy, an American guy, they walked into space for the first time. It must have given an enormous experience of freedom. And maybe because of the things that I've just told you, maybe it's not a surprise that I started up my own company at a certain moment, focusing on project management, portfolio management, really giving me the freedom to create and add value as I would like. It's extensive because this is my core business. So during the week, I'm continuously working on project management, and unfortunately, during the weekend as well, some time goes into project management. Not only working, but reading, remaining informed of the new trends, things like that. So yes, I do. During weekends and in the evenings, I do read books about project management. I could mention the Project Management Book of Knowledge, which is, well, a very good book, but on the other hand, rather technical. There is another book that I like quite a lot, and this book is called Close Work. It's about management consultancy, and it's about a guy having worked for a big company, introducing off-the-shelf solutions in companies which eventually don't work out. People get frustrated, and at a certain moment he doesn't feel well in this organization anymore. He leaves, he starts on a diving trip, and well, he decides at a certain moment not to work in consultancy anymore. Eventually he turns back on his decision, and he starts working for a small company who actually runs along with a customer, generates real results, and works operationally until things really get working. And this is a novel. This is not just a theoretical book, but I appreciated that book quite well. Actually, my main motivation was the fact that I just finalized a project, and I always think there's a lot of benefit in reviewing, doing some lessons learned. So I tried to figure out what went well, what didn't go so well during that project. And actually, the timing was very good because, something like a month later after the finish of my project, yeah, the Project Manager of the Year award came along. So I caught two flies at the same time. And this also created some pressure for me because the people of the board of PMI are quite knowledgeable. So, well, I was forced actually to do a good job and really think through what went well in my project and what didn't go well. Well, first of all, I would obviously be proud. I think this is the natural reaction. On the other hand, this might surprise you, I would feel a little bit uncomfortable as well. Why? Because it puts in the spotlight one person, but a project is actually a team exercise, and I did this project for a customer, and a lot of wonderful professional people that helped drive this project forward and generate the results. So I would try to do everything to involve all those other people as well in the festivities, if I would call it like that.
My name is Luc Weens, and I've joined Fortis 1 month now in a position of program manager for the credits and risks division. And I'm married with Mieke. We have 2 children. My 22-year-old daughter Sarah, she's studying. She has a degree in art sciences, and she's now completing that with a degree in autopedagogics. And my 19-year-old son Jeroen, he's studying to get a degree in sports education and management. That's a difficult question because I've been working for 20 years in project management indeed, and I'm doing it about full-time. Full-time means not the classical 40 hours a week, but that's standard for all project managers, I think. It depends really on what is on the plate. Some more quiet periods, it will be around 40-45 hours a week. In very intensive periods, it can also be 80. I've not that much time to read. Instead, because we have a life of a lot of meetings and working behind the desk, I prefer to do some physical activities, especially also in the context of the other things I'm doing in post-disaster rebuild, where my physical condition needs to be okay. My most important motivation is in fact that I want to emphasize the need for project managers also in a social context. There is a lot of suffering, and we should be ready to share our talents and our time, the spare time we have, in order to improve quality of life, not only for ourselves, but also for those who are suffering or vulnerable. It is mostly for me a recognition of the efforts that the team members have done because they are ready to share their time and their talents to, in fact, create a little bit a better world. And this should be recognized, I think.
So my name is Amaury Aubry-Daucher. I work for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, better known as NATO, in a subsidiary called NATO C3 Agency. This agency is providing unbiased scientific support to NATO and also capabilities to all NATO commands. in theory, I spend above 40 hours per week, but since I apply project management principles in non-business activities like the construction of a chalet in Switzerland or the management of my building in Brussels, this figure is really higher. It's not really a PM book, a project management book, but I do recommend the reading of The Starfish and the Spider because it explains quite well how well-established and structured organizations like IBM or the US government, the spiders, if you want, apply a network-centric principle to achieve success. And I think project management has much to gain is in leveraging this principle, this starfish principle. My motivation is threefold. First, I wanted to have my achievements recognized externally. One could say benchmarked. Second, I would be able to dedicate it to valuable member of my team that I have to share the success with, definitely. And third, I think public sector is not enough recognized by PMI when it addresses success stories. And this title can really help international public sector organizations to focus on PMI and also show that we are using standards. Two things. First, it would trigger a very interesting discussion, face-to-face or remote, with peers from all over the world. And I think that will help me to do my job on a day-to-day basis, this exchange of views, so to say. And second, having deployed in my organization other project management methodologies, this award will help change agents like me to bring my agency to the next level with PMI.